Hi guys, it's Coach Rick Storley here with another video on sales. This time, how to time the perfect close. I'm going to give you 3 steps to perfecting the process of closing a sale. Again, my name is Rick Storley and I help home builders and remodelers make more sales with less effort. I've developed a 5-step system called Functional Sales. It's a combination of cutting-edge internet marketing technologies and today's best sales strategies. So today we're going to look at the 4th step in my sales system, converting prospects into buyers. So the question we're going to tackle today is, when is the perfect time to ask for the sale? Now, if you ask this guy, he would tell you immediately. And in the movie Glengarry Glen Ross, there's a scene where Alex Baldwin comes in to quote unquote motivate the sales team. His message was pretty simple: always be closing. Now, as a salesperson, I'm sure you've heard this before. Ask for the order, flush objections, ask for the order again. Now, ironically, I would contend that overzealous salespeople are not the problem in the housing industry. Rather, the opposite is really true. See, most salespeople either don't ask for the order or they don't know when to ask. So let's dive into this topic a little bit deeper. Now, the best definition I've heard of closing is it's the natural conclusion to a dynamic sales process. Now, pay special attention to the word dynamic. No two sales are alike, and it's important you have a process, but it's even more important you can adjust your presentation based on your prospect's hot buttons. Now, the image on the screen are the 5 steps in my functional sales system. Every buyer was first a prospect, and prior to value being created, they were a lead. The goal is always to have a raving fan of an owner who goes out of their way to send my clients referrals. Yet every sales presentation varies based on the problems the prospects present. So the learning outcomes that I want to show you today are 2. Number 1, I want to confirm or help you identify sales milestones. Closing isn't about asking for the sale, it's about timing the most opportune time to advance to the next step in your sales process. The last step, of course, is authorizing the construction paperwork. And then second, I want to show you 3 steps to perfecting your ability to move a prospect to a buyer. Now, we'll begin with sales milestones. There's 4 of them that really need to happen before a purchase agreement can be written. And in order to perfect your closing process, you need to have clearly identified sales milestones for both you and your prospects. Now, here's how I define the milestones. Both home builders and remodelers begin with a thorough needs analysis of your prospect situation. So that could be on the phone, or perhaps it's in a model home if you're a home builder. Now, home builders then have their first sit-down meeting, which I'm going to call the initial consultation. Then a home site is secured, and then finally a plan deposit. And if you don't do plan deposits, you're going to go right to a purchase agreement. Now, from a remodeler, after the needs analysis is completed, they then do a site visit, a preliminary meeting to narrow the project scope, and then finally a plan deposit. Now, your process, it might vary slightly, but it's probably pretty close. And in these scenarios, you as a salesperson would have 4 closing milestones to get you to the point of writing a purchase agreement. Now, let's look at the 3 steps you can take to make your job easier. So the first step is, has value been established and confirmed? See, value as an equation equals price performance divided by quality perception. I talked about this in the last video. If a prospect feels your price is greater than what you're offering in return in the form of a quality perception, they're not going to buy. There's no sale. And on the flip side, if they feel that your offer or your quality perception is equal to or greater than the price you're asking, value's been established and you get the sale. Now, here's something you may not be thinking about when it comes to value, the source of your lead. Let me explain. This is a breakdown of a lead source as it relates to sales over a 1-year period for 2 of my clients. I did a case study with them. And what we found was this, that client referral and referral leads were 13% of the total leads, but they were 55% of the sales. Now, look at walk-in traffic. That was 70% of the leads and only 30% of the sales. online leads closed at a 2-to-1 ratio over walk-ins. Now, why is this? Because value was transferred from the clients and the realtors to the new leads. There was a relationship there, there was trust, value for your company was already established. It was transferred over to the new lead. Online leads were automatically nurtured. They were nurtured using my web marketing automation program. That established value and emotional trust before the salesperson ever even talked to them. So walk-in leads, however, they had no value established and they closed at a very low rate. They were just a number. Now here's some things to keep in mind when establishing and confirming value. What is the lead source? Where are you directing your marketing? Trying to find new leads off the street, or going or tapping into your referral network of clients, sphere of influence, and realtors to bring you more leads? How long has someone been in your nurturing program? Very, very important. The nurturing program that I designed for my clients is 5.5 months long. We know that, by and large, most people spend at least 90 days there. Some people are there for 3 years. But the longer they're there, the more value that gets to be established for your company. The engagement rate. So when they're in your sales funnel and they're going through your nurturing program, what's their email open and click-through percentage? How much time have they been on your website? How many website beatbacks have they had? We all think about beatbacks to a model home, but website beatbacks are just as important, if not more important. That's all part of my functional sales system, where web marketing automation automates all that process for you. And then finally, have you as a salesperson, this is very important, so write this down. Have you as a salesperson shifted the focus of your prospect from price and product to your process? If their focus is not shifted to your process, you're going to lose every single time. All right, step number 2, has trust been confirmed? See, emotional trust starts online. It starts in your design library, your photo gallery, your available home section, or your project section if you're a remodeler of your website. That's where it starts. It's confirmed on site by a salesperson, and it all comes down to believability. People believe what they see and hear. So to help you confirm trust, are you recording video testimonials of your happy clients? Are you posting them on your website? Are you putting them in your social media? Are you delivering a long list of references early in your sales process? Are you walking your prospects through a completed home or remodeling project? Remember, seeing is believing. The final step in perfecting your closing process is becoming a trusted advisor. See, our advisors have our best interest in mind, and they can solve our problems better than anyone else. Now think of your dentist or your doctor, attorney, maybe your accountant. Once we find one we trust they can help us where we need it, and we stick with them. Here's a quick tip. Is the word advisor in your title? If it isn't, why not? Add it in. Great advisors are excellent at identifying problems right up front. Then they share stories of how they've helped other people just like us with similar problems, usually using visual support aids. And then finally, advisors, they carefully recite all the reasons you've come to them through a technique called chunking. They get confirmation, they completely understand the situation before they make any sort of a recommendation. It's at this point we, as a consumer, are fully engaged and we're open to the solution. That's what you need to become, not a salesperson, but a new home advisor or a homeowner advisor if you're in remodeling. So to recap, if you want to perfect your closing process, have clearly identified and written milestones you can share with your prospect. You need to understand the relationship between value and the lead source, and don't fall into the trap of giving out prices right away with walk-in traffic. No value has been established, so they're going to look at you as a commodity and they're going to eliminate you because they think your price is too high. You have to withhold pricing with them. Now use client testimonials or videos, references, and completed projects in your sales process. And if you're a home builder, you can't rely on a model home to appeal to everyone. A model home is a double-edged sword. If your prospects do not like the design, layout, or motif, they're not going to believe that you can build it. So you may need to show them other homes. Then finally, does your prospect look at you as their new home or renovation advisor? Our trusted advisors We feel that they understand our problems better than anyone else. Do your prospects feel the same way? All right, so the next video, I'm going to just quickly show you how to not screw up the sale in the first 20 minutes you meet someone. So if you have questions or would like to see a demo of my functional sales system using web marketing automation, just call or email me with the contact information on the screen, or you could just click on the button to schedule a date and time for me to call you. Happy selling.